Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is CJ the Populist New Yorker, and today we're going to be taking a look at how the Republicans were able to sweep the state of Virginia in last night's election results. So we're going to be taking a look mainly at the governor's race. We don't have county maps for the lieutenant and attorney general's race. They do on Decision Desk, but I'm just going to look at the New York Times for now. We're going to take a look at the math and how Youngkin was able to bring down the margins in the suburbs enough to actually win. So I covered this race in New Jersey and all the other ones on my stream last night. Thank you all who were joining. Certainly my left-wing friends were very disappointed with the results, to say the least. But nonetheless, big victories for the GOP. The fact that New Jersey, as of this morning, has Chitterelli leading, although some people have called it for Murphy. Murphy probably will end up winning this race, but this was never supposed to be that close. In fact, my prediction was way off. I had Murphy at 53% to 45%. The polls were wrong, and I certainly was wrong, and I definitely will admit that. But in Virginia, my prediction overestimated Youngkin a tad bit. This was my prediction. I had Youngkin at 51.1% to Terry McAuliffe 48.2%, 0.7% for Princess Blanding. Now, at one point in the night, my exact prediction did come true. But Youngkin has since narrowed up. He's lost a percentage of the vote. He's down to 50.7%. The race has been called for him, though. So Youngkin, Winsome Sears, and Jason Miyares. It was a Republican sweep in Virginia. And it was announced last night that the House of Delegates, the lower chamber in Virginia, has flipped back to Republican. So a huge victory for the GOP, not just in Virginia, but nationwide. I know here in New York, we had a lot of local races, and there was a red tsunami here in the suburbs of New York City on Long Island. Republican candidates were winning by huge margins. So this is truly a huge rebuke of, the Biden administration, just Democratic policy in general. And we've seen that play out. Terry McAuliffe his base didn't want to come out. They didn't want to come out. And Terry McAuliffe got more votes than Ralph Northam did. He got 1.6 million. Ralph Northam only got 1.4, and it wasn't enough. Trump got 1.9 million in the state. So Youngkin did a great job of turning out the GOP base. And look at these margins. 75% in Rockingham County. This was a county Trump only got 69%. Augusta County, 72%. Youngkin, 78%. So on average, Youngkin did about 6 points better than Trump. Well, 12 points better if you factor in the fact that McAuliffe did worse. So overall, the state of Virginia swung about 12 points. Sorry, not 12 points. About 7 points in favor of the GOP. Or however that math works. But, Trump only got 44% of the vote in this state. He got 1.9 million votes. Here we have Glenn Youngkin at 1.6 million. Almost 1.7 probably when all the votes are counted. I don't know where the rest of the outstanding votes are, though. We've got like 99% just about everywhere, 95%. Some counties are only 89%. That's Fairfax City. I wouldn't be surprised if this narrows up to maybe 50.5, 50.6% when it's all said and done, if these numbers are accurate. But either way, Youngkin has still won this race. He's won it by 2.1% as of, November 3rd, the morning of November 3rd. And he did massive improvements on Trump's margins. Loudoun County, 44.5% for Glenn Youngkin. Donald Trump in Loudoun County was only able to get 36.5%. We have Fairfax. Youngkin got around 35%. That's what I said he needed to win statewide. If we go, I made a super detailed roadmap to how Glenn Youngkin could win the 2021 election. And in this simulation, Youngkin gets 49.9% to Terry McAuliffe's 49.5%. This was a much closer race. But in Fairfax County, I'd said that in order for Glenn Youngkin to win in Fairfax County, he needs about 35% of the vote. He underperformed a tad bit, but it's a huge improvement on Trump's margin, which was only 28% on the dot. Prince William County, another super populous county in Nova, Trump only got 35% of the vote. Youngkin at 40.9, almost 41%. So Youngkin doing a lot better in Nova. Alexandria, 24% for Youngkin. I'm pretty sure Trump only got, 17. So Youngkin doing a lot better in Alexandria. And I really want to see the precinct map for this election. We don't have the precinct map for the 2020 race, but I really want to see what the precinct map is going to be for this election, because and if there's like a swing map, especially red all over the state. These counties, the Black Belt of Virginia, where we have plurality black population, Surrey County flipped to Republican. This was a county that Trump lost by 8. This was a county that did trend red. These counties did trend red, but that trend just furthered this election cycle to the point where Youngkin is only losing them by like low single digits, which is incredible. Suffolk City, Youngkin gets 47%. I believe Trump only got 40%. Virginia Beach, the stomping ground of Glenn Youngkin, he won by 8 points as of right now. Chesapeake, he won by around 6. So all in all, Youngkin just overperforming everywhere in the state. There's not one area where he did worse than Donald Trump, and that was predictable. But Montgomery County, which is kind of a swing county, flipped 52-46. This was a county that Biden won 51-45. Prince Edward County swung big. Biden was up by about 4 points here. Youngkin ended up winning it by 9. So something I will note, though, a lot of the swing for Youngkin was less dramatic in the urban and exurban, the suburban and exurban counties like Stafford. Still pretty dramatic, 55-44, but it wasn't as dramatic as Fauquier County, 65% for Youngkin. Trump only got 57. Culpeper County, 59 for Trump, 66 for Glenn Youngkin. Spotsylvania County, 60% for Glenn Youngkin, 52% for Trump. So Trump just absolutely, Youngkin absolutely just decimating McAuliffe in these rural counties here. And, in southwestern Virginia, there is no county, there's almost no county here where Youngkin got less than 80% of the vote. Trump wasn't even able to do that. Trump was able to get the counties in the low 80s, but Tazewell County, 83% for Trump, 86% for Youngkin. I think that's the reddest county, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Scott County, 87%. This was a county that Trump got 83%. So all across the board, huge overperformance for Glenn Youngkin. Obviously, this is a little bit less than what I predicted. I had Youngkin at 51%. It's probably going to be around 50.6, maybe 50.5 at the lowest when it's all said and done. But either way, the statewide Republican ticket has won in Virginia. I believe New York Times has called it for Winsome Sears as well as Jason Miyares, who are the Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears. It was called. It would be probably called for Jason Miyares soon as well. House of Delegates is definitely looking like it's flipping back. I think the final tally is probably 51-49. So Republicans went all in. They won all of these races, and it's incredible to witness because this is a plus 10 Biden state. And I think something we're overlooking a tiny bit, New Jersey is a plus 16 Biden state. And right now, this morning, with 88% reporting, Jack Ciattarelli is still leading. Now, even if Jack Ciattarelli loses by around 2 or 3 points, that's an incredible swing nonetheless in favor of the Republicans. The momentum going into 2020 is going to be huge for them. And this is certainly going to be reflected in my next Senate prediction, which will probably come out sometime this month, because all across the board, Republicans overperforming, because midterms are about turnout. They're about turnout, and the Republican base is going to be super energized to take back the House, to flip back the Senate. And we saw a preview of that in Virginia, because really, even if Youngkin had lost narrowly, yeah, it's still a good sign for Republicans, but there's no substitute for victory. And this is truly a monumental victory. This is the first time a Republican has won statewide in Virginia in 12 years. So truly a gigantic victory. The last time we saw that was with Bob McDonnell back in 2009, the year after Obama was elected. So now the year after Biden was elected, we're seeing a pretty large trend to the Republicans. So, in my video, How Glenn Youngkin Can Win, which I released back in August, I believe, certainly that was a time where a lot of people didn't think Youngkin was going to win. And I didn't say Youngkin was going to win in that video, but I was saying it was possible. And I did the math, and Youngkin exceeded my expectations in that video. This was a 49-49 race. Youngkin right now looks like he's going to win 50% to 48 for McAuliffe, you know, when it's all said and done. And my final prediction overestimated Youngkin a bit, but ultimately a tremendous victory for Republicans. And when we get final results in New Jersey, we'll be breaking that down. But Republicans overperformed in every single county across the state. Even the cities, even the liberal cities, you know, Harrisonburg, which is home to, I forget what college, is it James Madison University or something? Very liberal city. Youngkin getting 38% of the vote. Trump only got 32. Stanton, Virginia, 43% for Trump. Youngkin at 47. So, moral of the story, Youngkin did exceptionally better in rural areas. He was overperforming Trump's margins by like 10 points. James City County coming in 52-46 for Youngkin. Again, this is a Biden county, so he was able to flip back all these counties. Interestingly enough, Chesterfield County, 52-45 for Biden in 2020. Youngkin did not win it by as much as I thought he was going to win it by, 52-47. So Chesterfield County being, not bucking the red wave, obviously, but not trending as hard to the right as counties like Stafford, Spotsylvania, Caroline County, even Northampton County, which is a blue county, a county that Biden won by 11 points, goes to Youngkin by 2. Accomack County, 60-38 for Youngkin. So overall, just a super overperformance. Obviously, I'll do a more detailed breakdown when we get the final results, but the preliminary results for Youngkin, he won, and look really bad for Democrats. Now, not to put a damper on Republican enthusiasm or excitement, but this doesn't necessarily mean that Virginia is going to be super competitive federally or even in the Senate in the future, but it does mean that Republicans do have an opening. Youngkin ran a perfect campaign. He was able to balance his support for Trump and actually win the moderates in the suburbs, and it paid off for him. And in the beginning of election night, I was doing the math with the exit polls, and I said, look, Youngkin is getting around 50%. McAuliffe's at like 48. So that was a red flag for McAuliffe early on in the night when I was doing the math, breaking down the race demographics, the party ID, the age groups. Youngkin was just blowing it out of the water. So Youngkin ran a tremendous campaign. It looks like McAuliffe's campaign focusing solely on Trump, on the fact that Youngkin was Trump in khakis. Virginia voters didn't buy it. And, that gaffe of what McAuliffe said about the teachers, that really energized the parents, because when you get the moms angry, they come out and vote in force. And that's why you have counties like Loudoun coming down to just 11 points, a county that Biden won by like 25 points. That's why you're seeing that. It's because parents came out for Youngkin in huge numbers. And I think had McAuliffe not made that gaffe on education, not been so hard on the mandates, I think he would have won this race in an alternate universe. But that didn't happen. McAuliffe went all in. He doubled down on his comments, and he paid the price for it. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you all who joined me on stream yesterday. It was really fun being able to actually report on the results live. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching.